What's up, guys? This is Jay from COI. So I want to take a break from talking about Iran and USA, and I want to talk about one of the things that I think we should be the most aware of, and it's our power grid. Our power grid is incredibly susceptible to solar flares. Solar flares happen all the time. Not to mention um, cyber attacks, which we talk about defense and we talk about worrying about how to protect our country. Physical defense we're fantastic at. Cyber, we're not that great. And the thing is getting rid of our power grid, be it through hacking, through uh, an EMT, you pretty much bring down the empire that is America. Because I can guarantee that most of the people listening to this have no idea how to hook up a hand well. Probably don't even know where a well is. Significant because we would have no water if we lost our electricity. We would have the bottled water that's been produced, and I'm sure there's vats of it and uh, certain distribution warehouses and stuff for like Dasani and whatever. But that'd be it, and then we would be out. And most of us would not be able to get any of it. Um, and I know there's those people who are like, well, I have a well, and that's fantastic. You say, well, who's to stop someone from taking it and throwing you off your land? And they would say, well, I would get my neighbors, I'd give them water, they'd help me defend it. And yeah, I think that was great if your neighbors don't want to turn on you. If you have a situation where you have a good relationship with your community and your neighborhood. The sad thing is most people don't. Um, in fact, if anything, the last few years have taught us is at the drop of an ideology, we hate each other. And just for shits and giggles, we'll troll each other. We'll go after each other. So I would see a very much of a king of the hill situation. I hope not. I really hope that people would work together. But nevertheless, one well isn't going to do anything to stop the millions of people from dying of thirst. And there would be tons because there's really just not that many wells anymore. I in fact do have a well, but it's not set up for um, for a hand pump, and honestly hasn't been operational since I was like 13. It's on my father's land. We had it set up for a while. Then there again had an electric pump, and it still has an electric pump, but you can't just get a hand well and put it in. You have to re-drill. You have to reset up. It's there again. It's going to cost resources. And the thing is, is it's just not just water. Water would be the most serious threat we would have because it's the one we're limited on. There's just a few things that humans need to live. First being oxygen, and that one would be priority if that was at risk. But not too far from there is water. So you get past the water, which is a huge, huge obstacle that you just couldn't get past. But if you could somehow, um, because and again, I know there's people. Well, there's springs. Yeah, there are. They're definitely they. But I'm talking about the survival of the entire country, not just a few groups here and there. And then everything turns into Lord of the Flies. But the other thing would be the fact that even if somehow every American could get water, 80%, 70% could get water, it doesn't change the fact that our capitalist or socialist system, however you want to look at it, doesn't matter. I wasn't attacking capitalism, but our whole system is dead. It all runs by the electricity. Everything runs by electricity. And I don't know how long you've spent without Wi-Fi, but yeah, you start to notice how much you depend on it. Oh, something's wrong with the car. Well, let me look on YouTube. You don't have that anymore. All of our resources, all of our answers, everything that we have in the palm of our hand, that is kind of the key to our universe, it would just be gone in an instant. And so I understand there's certain people who will be like, well, okay, how long would it take to rebuild our power grid? It'd take about a year and a half, which means it just wouldn't happen. Not coming back as the same country that we are now. It just wouldn't happen. And the most concerning thing about our power grid is it's outdated. It hasn't been updated in about 13 years, and even that was insufficient. Since the times of Clinton, the call for that infrastructure to be updated and to even make a second one have been paramount from certain people, especially Homeland Security and our intelligence agencies. But the cost, no president has wanted to eat that cost. It's estimated that it would cost to make a second one, kind of a backup. It would cost 1.6 trillion to over 3 trillion. It's a lot of money. I don't know if it's enough money to let our country die over. I don't think so, but that's my personal thought. But every president has had the opportunity and has had the warning that it's kind of it's our back door and we just left it wide open. You know, you could have somebody in Chile uh, who could not match us on the battlefield, but they could potentially bring down our power grid, and that would be it. Goodbye. I mean, a majority of us would probably be killed, or I mean, we would become refugees to other countries, and I don't think we have a room to go south. I don't think they would really take kind to that, and I don't know how far a lot of us would get going north. I think it would take more than a few days, and mind you, it's not just there again the water. It's gas. You can't pump gas anymore. You can't do that without electricity. You used to be able to, and I'm sure there's some spots where you can, but most of the ones that you're thinking of where to get gas, can't do it there. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all the new viewers and everything, and all the new subscribers. You guys have a good evening.